Indonesia stands as a testament to the captivating complexity of our planet. Beyond its physical vastness, Indonesia's ascent on the global stage is imminent, and understanding its intricate interplay of geopolitics, economics, and future potential is necessary. As we dive into this enigmatic nation, we'll unravel the geopolitical intricacies, delve into the rhythmic pulse of its economics, and peer into the crystal ball to glimpse the future potential that beckons. Stretching across a vast expanse of 4,700 kilometers, Indonesia, a nation composed of a staggering 17,000 islands, stands as the unrivaled monarch of archipelagic lands, bridging the gap between the Indian Ocean and the Western Pacific. Yet, despite its grandeur and home to a population of 275 million souls, Indonesia has often danced on the periphery of global attention since its mid-20th century declaration of independence. Its demographic weight and geopolitical influence not always reflected in its international spotlight. Once, the esteemed Jawaharlal Nehru, a former Prime Minister of India, cast Indonesia, alongside its Southeast Asian counterparts, under the label of Coca-Cola governments. This name suggested a certain reliance on the Western world, an inherent absence of strategic autonomy and international sway. Consequently, Indonesia found itself relegated to the humbling Category C in India's hierarchy of foreign affairs priorities. As the years went by, a prominent sage of Southeast Asian affairs, Donald Emerson, voiced his rueful reflections on Indonesia's place in the realm of America's regional strategies. He opined that the importance of a nation and the attention it garners are distinct matters. Indeed, through the waning decades of the 20th century, diminutive nations like Vietnam and Cambodia stole much of the Western gaze, overshadowing Indonesia despite its vastness. Indonesia, once under Dutch colonial rule, toiled in the shadows of major European powers, engrossed by Russia, China, and former colonies in East Asia. The threads of the Cold War era were etched deep, causing China to abstain from former bilateral connections with Indonesia for over 2 decades. In its own right, Indonesia had tethered its focus to fortifying the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, a regional union aimed at stymieing the hegemony of any formidable force within the vicinity. Yet, in recent years, Indonesia has undergone a whirlwind transformation, evolving into an indispensable force within the vast Indo-Pacific tapestry. At its heart lies a formidable $1 trillion GDP, buoyed by a growing digital economy, birthing unicorns and startups of global repute. Indonesia's significance is amplified amidst the unfolding drama between the United States and China across the Indo-Pacific realm. China has skillfully steered Southeast Asian nations into alignment with its economic growth and expansive Belt and Road ambitions, rendering Indonesia pivotal. Resting within the South China Sea region, Indonesia finds itself at the crux of this geopolitical tale, where China's sprawling maritime claims intersect. Though tensions have flirted between Indonesia and China, they have for the most part managed to navigate the treacherous waters without much aggression. China's strategy hinges on forging robust economic partnerships across Southeast Asia, even if not outright alliances. This entails tapping into the vast consumer markets for its products, including the burgeoning electric vehicle sector, and transforming these nations into sprawling proving grounds for its construction companies. The trade figures, emblematic of this dynamic, reflect a $72 billion dance between China and Indonesia in 2019 alone, dwarfing the combined trade Indonesia held with the United States, Japan, and India. China's imprint delves beyond commerce, with massive investments flowing into Indonesia's infrastructure, eclipsing the past decade at an impressive $25 billion. Such collaboration has proven instrumental in propelling Indonesia's economic surge, marked by an array of resplendent roads, skyscrapers, bridges, airports, and trains, each etched with China's indelible hand. The interplay between America and Indonesia, however, skews towards matters of security. Anchored in history, America has cultivated a long-standing relationship with the Indonesian military. In a calculated maneuver, the United States seeks to rally Southeast Asian nations as military comrades, a formidable alliance that could stand shoulder to shoulder in the face of China's ascent. Initiatives such as the $14 billion F-15 fighter jet deal inked in 2022 and the annual Garuda Shield military exercise underscore the depth of this alignment. Yet, amidst the clamor of superpower overtures, Indonesia, the archetype of neutrality and non-alignment, remains stoic. The passionate hopes of both China and the United States to claim Indonesia as a staunch ally find themselves tempered by a nation unwavering in its pursuit of a self-directed course. Unlike some of their neighbors, they didn't buddy up with any major country too much. They wanted to do things their own way. So they talked and worked with countries like the US, China, Russia, and Japan, depending on the situation. It's like they were playing a smart game of chess and not picking sides. Indonesia is good at keeping friends with different countries. Lately, Indonesia's been stepping up and trying to help out in world conflicts. They're like a peacemaker, helping countries work things out from Asia to the Middle East. In the past few years, Indonesia's been making a name for itself as a solid negotiator and a key player in Asia. With a growing economy, a strong military, and under the leadership of Jokowi, Indonesia is on an exciting journey of change and progress. They're rolling out a big plan to develop the country, including building a new capital city called Nusantara, which is going to cost about $31 billion. They're also focusing on high-tech industries like making batteries for electric cars, like those made by Tesla. And they're working hard to develop folks in rural areas, boosting their livelihoods and cutting down poverty. To give their economy a big push, Indonesia is taking on some mega projects to build better roads, trains, and other things everyone can use. They're teaming up with countries like China and Japan to get these projects done. It's pretty cool that by the end of this century, Indonesia could become the fourth largest economy globally, right behind China, India, and the US. And as they get stronger economically, they're also beefing up their military. Jokowi, after winning a second term as the leader in 2019, made sure Indonesia's ready to protect itself. They put aside a whopping $125 billion to make their Navy and Air Force super strong. The goal? To turn Indonesia into a big player in the world, especially in the Indo-Pacific area, which is right at the center of things. Everybody's eyeing Indonesia, hoping it lines up with them, and it's all because of where it sits on the map. You see, Southeast Asia is becoming quite the powerhouse zone. It's like a bustling crossroads between the Pacific Ocean and the Indian Ocean. This means a ton of the world's trade cruises through here on its way to different ports. Now, let's talk about some tight spots. The Malacca Straits is a big deal. Indonesia, along with Singapore and Malaysia, call the shots here. It's like a super busy highway for ships, more than 100,000 of them every year. These waters made Singapore super rich, and its port one of the biggest on the planet. But here's the twist. The Malacca Straits can be tricky. It's pretty shallow, and those supermassive tankers can't fit through. So there are two other spots, the Lombok and Ambi Straits, just for these giants. But wait, Indonesia's got another tricky spot, the Sunda Strait between Java and Sumatra. It's narrow like the Malacca Straits. But keeping these waterways in check isn't always easy. Indonesia has a lot of islands, 18,000 of them, and managing them all can be tough. The Navy sometimes struggles to keep things under control. Trade is booming in Asia, and the world's focus is shifting east. That means Indonesia has a big job ahead, making sure everything sails smoothly through its waters. Venturing beyond the vast oceans, Indonesia emerges as a pivotal player on the global stage. With President Joko Widodo at the helm, the nation has boldly positioned itself as a frontrunner in shaping the industries of tomorrow. Among its remarkable feats, one area stands out prominently: the realm of electric vehicles, or EVs. For decades, Thailand held the title of the Detroit of Southeast Asia, an automotive manufacturing stronghold primarily fueled by significant Japanese investments. Yet this dominance now faces uncertainty as Indonesia has set its sights on rewriting this narrative. The catalyst for change? Indonesia's vast reserves of nickel deposits. By 2027, an astonishing 80% of all EV car batteries are projected to be powered by nickel, sourced from Indonesia's mines. To preempt this impending surge, Indonesia has taken a bold step: a prohibition on exporting raw nickel. This strategic move spans beyond nickel, encompassing other vital EV minerals like cobalt, bauxite, and tin. The grand vision is to transform Indonesia into an EV hub, where nickel processing triggers a domino effect, incentivizing battery production, which in turn propels EV manufacturing on a grand scale. And the seeds of transformation have already sprouted. Noteworthy Chinese battery manufacturers are laying their foundation within Indonesian borders, while the monumental EV manufacturer BYD has unequivocally expressed its intention to establish a manufacturing stronghold in Indonesia. Though it initially established roots in Thailand, BYD acknowledges Indonesia as a pivotal market. The trajectory stretches beyond EVs, delving into Indonesia's thriving tech ecosystem, a realm bustling with fast-growing startups and unicorns that dot the landscape. As Indonesia's story unfurls, it encompasses geopolitics, a maritime legacy, and its pivotal role in shaping the industries of tomorrow. This nation is undoubtedly a strategic linchpin, its decisions rippling across the global landscape. Gradually, Indonesia will ascend to the ranks of the world's largest economies, asserting itself as Southeast Asia's powerhouse, a rudder influencing the region's trajectory amidst the turbulence of a rapidly changing world. The Indonesian story, a narrative of captivating depth, is poised to etch itself as one of the 21st century's most captivating sagas, an irresistible tale that unfolds over the coming years. That's it for today's video. We hope you found this video insightful and informative. From its strategic importance to its tech-driven future, Indonesia is shaping up to be a true powerhouse on the global stage. What are your thoughts on Indonesia's journey? Are there any other countries or topics you'd like us to explore next? Share your insights and suggestions in the comments below. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth analysis of global economics and finance.